Make a pretty good farmhand.
Who?
You.
You don't.
No, I ain't worth a flip. Good shot. We got some Dynagrow seed. This is wheat, and look at the label here. 99% pure seed, made in North Carolina, go pack. So we've got a 0.75 acre field, 3/4 of an acre. The rate is 120 pounds per acre. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it all out. I'm not worried about a slight overseeding here. The doves will eat some of it anyway, the critters will. 120 pounds going on 3/4 of an acre, March wheat planting. Let's go get it. Most wheat gets planted in the fall and it grows all winter and it comes kind of back to life in spring, goes on into maturity. I did not plant wheat in this field last fall because I thought we were going to tear the whole thing up and get all the rocks out of it. So I didn't want to waste that. So because it's been too wet and muddy, we're not going to till that field up and get the rocks out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in a March wheat planting. It should do just fine. I think North Carolina's climate being just mild enough where it'll grow through March, through April, into May a little bit. Temperatures don't get too hot until mid to late May and into June. So I think we're just in time this first week of March. See if my farmhand dissed these fields. Oh yes, everybody needs him a good farmhand. There he is. Make a pretty good farmhand.
Who?
You. Thank you for disking that. Was it real muddy?
You don't.
No, I ain't worth a flip. I show up and spread seed.
I did it this morning.
Doesn't look terrible.
And then I just finished doing it again.
That's perfect. That wheat will be fine. We'll just lightly disc it back under. I was going to do this by hand, but hey, we got a spreader and a tractor, might as well. Dad just made a fantastic point. He said, will the turkeys eat the wheat? And yes, they certainly will. So I actually am not going to go over the label limit for seeding this, just to avoid any gray areas. Drop a comment if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna keep it to 90 pounds on this 3/4 acres just to stay legal so that we're not looking like a baited turkey field out here. I know we're not baiting for turkeys, but if we kill a turkey in it, I don't want to hear about it. Like I said, this wheat is serving as a double crop for us. By planting it in early March, it'll go all the way to maturity into summertime, dry out. The seed will be sitting there viable for the doves, and then we'll come back in here and do the millet no-till into it. So we'll have whatever remaining wheat seed is there, plus the millet seed, and then we can burn the whole thing, and we'll have a lot of seed on the ground. I've had a couple people ask me to get into a little bit more tractor-specific detail, which I realize I've never really done that. I call it the little tractor and the big tractor and my tractor. We have two John Deere tractors and the little Gator. This is a 3025E. It's hydrostatic, which means it's got a go pedal and a back pedal. It's got a low and a high gear, which is nice. Throttle control right here. This does not have a loader on it, so we had to put some extra weight on it. We did not need a loader on this tractor. It was mainly used with the finish mower for mowing, and then we've adopted it into the dove farming, using it for the spreader, which is really light, as well as the sprayer. So we really don't need a loader on here for the purposes of this tractor. If we need to do any heavy lifting, certainly that's what that one's going to be used for. Yeah, that looks perfect. Not too heavy, kind of spaced out nicely, but that looks perfect. We'll come back in here and lightly disc it. This ground is really muddy from all the rain we've had. You can tell by that print there. So we're just gonna do the best we can. Some of it might be a little deep in the ground, but because we're going max seeding rate, we should be just fine. While he's doing that, I'm gonna hop on the big tractor and just see how muddy that really is. And the big tractor is a 4105. I believe that's 43 total horsepower. Got the heavy 165 loader on it. This thing is a beast, man. It's great for still compact enough to do kind of wiggle around the yard. But if we need to get in the field, that 40 horse makes a big difference pulling that 6-foot tiller as well as this big old disc here. we go. We opened them up a little bit more. They're watching them, and that hopper just wasn't dropping like it should, so I opened them up a little bit more, and we'll just do a double. Field is just barely not too muddy for this disc not to clot up. It's trying its best. Let's take a look at what one real light pass looks like. You run it shallower, you can see it real mounding here where he cut it nice and deep. When you come back through to cover the seed, you run it real shallow, and it kind of flattens that area out. We're gonna have seed under here. Yep, there's some down in there, and some is still sitting on the dirt. That is because of how muddy this is. We're just not getting real good friable soil, but that's okay. We went max seeding rate, and wheat is very forgiving in terms of soil depth from what I can tell. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape here. Yeah, this looks a lot better through here. Barely turned under. There we go. Go take that spreader off the small tractor and we are done. That field looks gorgeous. When you really lightly disc it, it really levels that field out. We got an inch of rain coming tomorrow, a ton of soil moisture, moderate temperatures. I think that wheat's gonna do just fine. Trying out his new mower. Boys and our toys, right? Dad just got a new mower last fall, and this is actually the first time he's cut with it. Nice new Husqvarna, 60-inch deck, 24 horsepower Kawasaki. That thing's pretty nice. We are done, quick and easy. Disced it, seeded it with wheat, came back through, lightly disced it back under, just enough to level it. There is still some exposed on the ground, but I am not worried about it. The field looks good. And this is just one more piece of the puzzle for us out here dove farming, having this really nice stand of wheat for the doves to enjoy through late spring and early summer. And then we'll come back in here and do our no-till. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the button. If you like this stuff, we'll be doing a ton of it now through September until dove season. And we'll do a lot of habitat stuff, mostly dove-related, sunflowers, corn, millet. We'll get back into some duck stuff, rice, millet. So if any of that stuff interests you, hit the subscribe button. It lets me know you care and you're following along. But until the next time, God bless, take care.